Alright, welcome back everybody. This is the Evil Clown and episode 24 of our Throwback Thursday. And we are in John Deere American Farmer Deluxe. Um, this is more or less an isometric top-down game. You have it here at the beginning. This was created by Gabriel, developer, and published by Dinosphere or something like that. It was a pretty crazy listing. But yeah, they're a small developer out of Indianapolis, Indiana. And here at the end of this, I will throw a few games down that you may have heard of, produced by them. But they are a small developer, and here is the game. Basically, it's a top-down isometric, very similar to some newer games like Farm Manager 2018 or their newest release, Farm Manager 2021. This game came out and was released originally in 2004, and this deluxe version was released in 2006. You can download it on old games and also archive.org. I will post links in the description, so you can go down and download it yourself if you want to check it out. It's a free game. It's been a long time since it's been published, but yeah, this is pretty much it in a nutshell right here. You have all this John Deere equipment. I started out with the vintage tractors and things like that, and I bought a little bit bigger tractor to be able to handle some of the bigger stuff. It's got plowing in it, just like Farming Simulator or those other manager games. You've got plowing and cultivating and planting, different herbicides and pesticides and things like that. And as I progress here, I will add some additional items. And get rid of some items that I accidentally purchased. But yeah, you can go in, you can rip weeds, you can do storage for your crops, you can raise animals and fertilize fields. There's even a crop duster in this game. I didn't opt to do it this time because this is kind of my second playthrough of the game, and I only got through I want to say 3 of the tutorials out of 4 before I got bored with them and just said, well, let's just play and do it and hope for the best to see how the video comes out. But yeah, this is a game. You've got crop sales, like if you were to watch the farm futures on TV during the day and look at the crop sales and bushels and things like that, just as they do on the American Stock Exchange. There's a very similar farm exchange where you can sell crops, and there's a price fluctuation in both livestock and crop stock. So yeah, it's pretty much what this game is. You kind of build up your farm in the. This is more or less the freestyle or free play action. I'm actually in about 4 times speed right now, but there at the top in the interface, it helps to kind of view or do the tutorials as you're kind of walking through, learning how to do the game and how to play the game. But for the most part, you've got 3 different time settings there. 1 3 by 5 by or something like that, and it allows you to look at the left there. That's your season chart. So you've got, starting in like March and running through October, trying to get your fields planted and do all these things. I'm accidentally screwed up because I'm uh, I'm nearing the end here of the first season, and just kind of totally blew everything that I was working on, just trying to accidentally left it in the fast mode, and kind of screwed myself over. But yeah, this is pretty much it right here in a nutshell. You go through and plow your fields, plant crops. This one here, I'm trying to get prep for the next season now that I realize what I did. And I've got different tractors that use different implements and things like that, and different crops you can plant. These ones will only plant like corn and soybean and wheat and things like that. But if you get the seed drill, you can plant hay and buy the different grass implements that I have down there on those three right there, that I have in the ground, and raise cattle and horses, hogs, dairy cows, beef cows, chickens, pretty much the gambit of what FS19 can do. But this game came out in like 2004, so taken with a grain of salt. The graphics aren't the best. It is isometric, top down. You pretty much have the same look here as what you can see pretty much anywhere in the game. This is, if you switch the different fields and the maps, um, there in the top right hand corner, all of those fields are pretty much similar. It does come with a nice little map editor, though, if you wanted to go in and kind of play around and edit your own fields and look and feel of your farmland and things like that, make one gigantic field or something. You could probably do that. Oh, here, this is a nice one. These are little pop-ups and stuff that come up. And I'm going through right now trying to sort out the cornfield and the wheat field and get those filled up. And as I progress, I will try to basically, build up a small little farm, starting, with my vegetable garden that I kicked off. That's there to the right. That's building up and selling, vegetables by the side of the road to, major farming, where I'm, doing wheat and corn and all these other products, and trying to sell those off. Um, but yeah, this is more or less the game itself. And like I said, I've got it in 4 by speed just to be able to get through playback. It took me an hour and a half to record this amount of footage, but it goes a lot faster than what your actual gameplay is. And before you realize it, you've wasted an hour and a half in game just playing around, just trying to accomplish things, because the seasons move so fast. Like right now, I'm literally almost halfway through the season, and I've just planted and trying to get the bug spray done, trying to get rid of weeds. If you look at the fields themselves, I'll pop it up there. See, you've got bugs and weeds, and you've got to go out and basically remove that stuff by using different fertilizers or pesticides. And some of them, if you use the wrong one, like, you will kill your crops. I did that actually in one of the earlier games. I had to re-record this because the entire video didn't come out right. But yeah, some of them are really overkill. You can kill your crops if you look at the warning signs there. At which crop level you can start reducing bugs or beetles or infestations and weeds. You can get a cultivator to rip through the weeds and things like that, and tend the soil. This is actually seems a lot more accurate than what you kind of get out of Farming Simulator, because you don't kill everything, and you got bugs and all these other pesticides that actually impact your yields and things like that. There's a moisture level, a health level, and things like that I'm kind of showing off right now. And you can see my health is going up, and my virality of the crop or virility, whatever you want to say, um, of the different types of crop. There's, the bugs and stuff you can look at and reduce. And, I've got it down to one point here where I've only got like weed and one bug left, in the product, and it's a pretty high yield. So I was very happy with that. The silo there that I bought is like, it holds 10,000, and I think I end up getting 6,000 off the corn and about 4 or 5,000 off the wheat. So it was a really good producing year. Just trying to, oh, there we go, finally combine. So I'm at harvest mode, and it's going through, and you'll see a little bit of interaction with the combine. And now that I know this is coming, I want to start looking at the different animal types and start, thinking about raising, hogs are the cheapest. So looking for a hog farm. That one looks pretty good. And for this, while that's building and I'm combining the field, as soon as it gets built, I'll go in here to build mode and extend the field enough to kind of get going. And then buy some piggies and start raising some hogs. And meanwhile, I'll start moving those implements that I left in the way, because they actually impact your production and your ability to move that fence that you're using as a pasture, where you have to kind of move things to be able to produce pigs. So right now my max is 56, so I bought 56 pigs. I think I paid like 1,500 or 1,900 for them or something like that. And by the time I get around to selling them, raising them, feeding them, cleaning out the pigsty, I think I sold them for close to 20,000. So it's a good return investment. You just have to micromanage everything down to the level, strategy of being able to keep them healthy, keep them, not hungry, keep them fed, buy your crops, move, increase the capacity of your pigsty, your pasture, things like that. This menu you're in a lot. You can see there you've got a crop duster, you've got your area you can hire people, you've got your farm equipment and things like that. So you can hit it from either the top menu there or within the other menu. So it has multiple options, multiple ways to play. You can hit keys on your keyboard and certain things will come up. You can just click on the fields and things come up, click on the implements and things come up. So pretty much everything is clickable or doable. In the tutorial, you get dogs that run around. Can't really interact with them or tell them to go bite the postman's leg or anything like that, but it's pretty fun. Just kind of going around and trying to build up your farm. I got to keep remembering to go back over here and assign a guy to clean up the vegetables. And right now I'm just trying to get everybody or get the field cleaned before the end of harvest sets in here. I'm getting close to October and rollover, so I want to make sure I get mass yield, increase my size of my pasture so I can increase the piggy size, and get more pigs while they're pretty much on sale at a low price, and then I'll sell them when they get higher. I got to empty the combine here in a sec, and well, no, that one's full already. I guess I'll buy a new combine or a new silo, and I'll have to fill that one up with the wheat that I have here. And there I'm feeding the pigs. It's turned to winter, and now that it is, I can get over here and move off of this combine, unload it, and fill up that silo. And now that I have some corn and wheat and things, I can feed the pigs without costing or buying it directly. So now right here, I'm unloading, and I made a pretty good yield off of it. But you still have to feed them, and you still have to maintain the fields every year. The crops and bugs change, the weeds change. Yeah, so it's pretty cool. Uh, I think Rusty, for turning me on to this. He was the one that made the suggestion, Rusty Money Gaming, for everybody out there in YouTube land that want to go check out his channel. Feel free. He's the one that played this with his son back in the early 2000s, and he remembers this game being his first farming game. So I thought we'd check it out and see what the gameplay was actually like. So I enjoyed it. It was different. It reminded me a lot of the Farm Manager games, like I said, um, but it is all John Deere equipment. There's some vintage stuff in here. There's newer stuff in here you can buy. This is deluxe version, so I don't know what the changes or differences were between the two versions, but there definitely had to be something to make, to have them release a new version or new equipment or things like that, because there's a lot of stuff in here, and different tools you can go through and find what works better and what better or worse. And some tractors only work with certain implements and things like that, so kind of have to be careful. But overall, the fun with the raising the pigs, and you could do beef cattle if you want, or horses or dairy or whatever. All of those are choices that you can make in your farm and grow. And now that I got that one all done, and I got my little tractor hut built for my for all my implements, and now I can get them out of the rain. And I realize here I'm like trying to figure out how to do hay and some of the other things, and I don't have a seed drill. That's why. So it took me a little while to figure that out, and I'm putting tools away as I get to them. But yeah, this is a pretty fun game. I was surprised at how much I was kind of getting into it. Like I said, I played this for about an hour and a half. This is the speed up version of it, but yeah, this it was an interesting Throwback Thursday, and I appreciate Rusty trying it way back when and letting me know about it, so I could play it and try an old game like this that was pretty fun. It is kind of addicting, actually, when you get into it. If you got into the tutorial section and went through it, I think there's about 25 tutorials total. I got through like 3 of them, and I'm like, move on. But I'm that kind of guy. I don't do all the tutorials, and I'll just wing it and see what happens, the first few goes around and things like that. So take all your implements in and out of the shed here, and it's got some interesting features. And you got water, you've got hills down here in the end. Certain implements kind of take over, like the combine has to go in through the end. It seems like, because they weren't working right for me, and some of the AI is a little chaotic sometimes. Like I'm wondering, like, what are they doing? Why are they walking that way? And, or taking my combine all the way down to the end to get turned into the shed. Like it's a little weird, but it is what it is. Like I said, uh, Gabriel, the studios put it out. I think it's a very small studio that existed. Um, they they did not self-publish. They were the publisher was like Dynasty or something like that. I listed it in the credits and the documentation in the video. So if you're right before this kicks off, so you're probably got the correct info there, and not what I remember from shooting it a long time ago. Um, but yeah, there's some interesting facts at the beginning of history, from years and eons ago, from the 10,000 BC all the way till man learned to farm and domesticate animals. This is kind of what brought us to today. So I really do appreciate everybody kind of stopping by and checking this game out with me. And here we go. I got soybeans growing in the field now, and I couldn't get to the other one in time. So I think we're going to be I was trying to get hay going in that one, and I think I kind of screwed myself by waiting too long and getting the wrong vehicles and tractors and things like that. I've got like 4 guys now that are working the farm. My one lady left me, and yeah, yeah, it's what it is. Um, but just trying to advance, keep up with the farm and fields that are going on, the animals, keeping them clean and healthy, feeding them. Um, there's a lot to manage. There's a lot of micromanagement. You can do some things to put it on auto, but I haven't really scoped all that stuff out yet. I think I have one guy on auto, which is the guy doing the vegetable patch, because of how he pretty much only has the one thing to do. But yeah, you can do greenhouses in this. You can do vegetable patches in this. There's a honey beehive thing that you can do in this. Different crops, flowers, vegetables, greenhouse, beehive. There's water to fill for the animals there that's close to it. Yeah, all kinds of stuff going on, happening in the game. Um, but yeah, that's crop that died. So unfortunately, I didn't get to it, and I just figured it out in time to realize like I was supposed to be doing this well ahead of time, but took too long. But I had fun in this game. It was an interesting game, and here I am. Towards the end, I'm going to sell off the crops that I have my silo and move things forward a bit. Um, Try to expand some of my machinery and things like that. Here, I want to buy a seed drill. That way, I can do the hay and things like that, as well as plant crops and get ready for the next season. So now I can do hay. That's what I wanted to do to start with. I don't know what the difference is in these seed packs. I guess yield rates or something. But I've got like the little repair building that helps and a few other things. So yeah, I was trying to prep and move things around to get kind of organized. So when the next season comes up, I'll be ready for it. And I think this is kind of one of those games I might want to try to live play, maybe a few hours or something just to see how things go. I think you guys might enjoy it. Um, could like it is a farming game, so could be fun. A majority of my viewers are from Simulator 19, so appreciate everybody stopping by and checking out the Evil Clown here with John Deere Farm Manager Deluxe, released in 2004 by Gabriel, published by Dynasteer, and yeah, that's pretty much the game in a nutshell. Thanks everybody for stopping by. Evil Clown is going to head out of here. Later.